the Bears went from not winning, a football game in for a year to having won 2 out of 3. And we have to remember Justin Fields looked pretty damn good a couple weeks ago against the Commanders before he hurt his finger against the Vikings. Didn't look so great in that game. But Tyson Bagent comes in from Shepherd University. I have some stuff here. He broke almost every quarterback record for the school, Division II record for completions, passing yards, and NCAA record for passing touchdowns. So the guy's a pretty decorated collegiate football player.
He was a zero star.
He won 43 awards in college.
Yeah, no.
He was a zero star.
Think about how crazy good NFL guys are. Most people hadn't even heard of him before this game, and he owns all those records. I know it's Division II, but still, like, pretty impressive stuff. He comes in, and he actually looks pretty comfortable against Las Vegas. He didn't light him up. He was only 21 for 29 for 162 yards and a touchdown. But what did he do? He didn't get sacked at the same rate Justin Fields was. He made the easy throws. He made the right reads. A lot of things that Fields hasn't done for the Bears. And Bears fans, they like to overreact. Our friend Weston texted us and said, what about the Bears' new franchise quarterback? We're like, all right, slow down there, Weston. But when you look at these games, you do tend to get excited with a young quarterback. So my question to you guys is, in the event that Tyson Bagent, who will start again this week against the Chargers in LA, if he goes and wins that game, do you play him a third week in a row when the Bears play the Saints? Or do you go back to Justin Fields? Like, does this kid earn another chance here?
Not yet. As much as I want to say yes, not yet. It's a cool story. It's cute, and I'm a fan of it, and I would surely be pulling for him. But this is a case.
This is absurd, right?
Yeah, it's a case where this kid's a rookie no one's ever heard of, and if he wins this weekend, people are going to be talking, and
people will talk,
and obviously he will have looked good for back-to-back weeks. But Justin Fields is a quarterback, and it's just how it is. Whether the Bears like it or not, he will be the quarterback when he comes back. This is to me is Fields' final chance to really prove himself. And if the Bears want to know and understand how good or bad he really is, he has to be on the field.
Yet you want to play Tyrod Taylor.
I think it's a different situation.
Okay.
I think it's a different situation. I think it's different. I mean, this kid he's played one game in the NFL. This guy played in Division II football.
Okay. Ziggy, how about you? If you're Matt Eberflus.
I agree it's a totally different situation. People seem to have forgotten that Justin Fields was building real momentum right before he got injured.
Yeah, Fields was good.
Admittedly, this was against the mediocre to bad defenses, right? The Broncos and the Commanders. But in those 2 games, he passed for 8 touchdowns. I don't see why you would bail on him right when he's starting to build some momentum. Now, look, maybe he'll come back and look terrible. And if he looks absolutely awful and Bagent has looked really good, I think then you start considering things. But you have to see what you have in Fields, and you need to make the decision this offseason as confident as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Your undrafted Division II quarterback who threw for like 80 yards and an interception against the Vikings defense is not suddenly the guy because he played one okay game against the Raiders. No, I'm not crapping on this kid, right? The fact they found someone as an undrafted free agent who can step in and win a football game is legitimately not nothing. And he's not bad, right? Like, he doesn't stink. But he's not the guy of the future. There's no reason to think he is. If he steps in and lights up the Chargers, maybe you can start thinking about it.
Like there's a number. If he goes for like 505 or something, then you're like,
if he steps in and lights up the Chargers, Eberflus would be like, wow, we have a really good backup quarterback.
So even I mean, we're playing a ridiculous hypothetical game here. But if he throws for like 450 and 4 and they beat the Chargers,
he's the backup.
You still bring Fields back?
Yeah.
You'd probably still bring Fields back. What we need is you need to see him be the absolute reason they win. It's not enough to put up the numbers.
Yeah, and he didn't.
I mean, like, he steps up and looks like MVP Patrick Mahomes. That's
good last week. He looked good last week, but again, he threw for 160 yards.
He has to have the Big Ben game versus the Colts in 2017. He got a 540 yards and 6 touchdowns.
If they win and Bagent looks good, again, he didn't go nuts against the Raiders. He just played good, which is something the Bears haven't seen a lot of. But if he does play well and they win, maybe you see a world where Justin Fields is 85% healthy. We're just going to sit him down for one more just to be safe.
Maybe.
If Fields isn't 100% healthy and they win, I would probably roll him back out there again.
But this is also I'm saying what I'm saying because the way that Justin Fields seemed to have started to turn things around a bit before he got injured.
He was superstar. He has superstar potential. And even though the Bears have, right now the Panthers are on their way to giving them potentially the number 1 pick, the Bears themselves are going to be in contention for it, most people are thinking. Despite that, there's still a world where Justin Fields is the quarterback for the Bears going into next season. Like it might not be Caleb Williams. It could potentially not be Caleb Williams.
Can you imagine what you could get for that Caleb Williams pick?
I mean, they would take Caleb Williams.
But how can you really know if he could be your quarterback of the future? Like this to me is
you have to play Fields.
Yeah, this is last straw. Keep this kid on the roster for sure if he's looking good. But if
Fields wasn't 100% healthy, no matter what, I wouldn't play him. I'm not risking him going out there and getting injured again. If you lose, that's actually great.
He's got to be 100%, yes.
Yeah, Fields has to be 100%, and if he's 95%, let's just roll out with Bagent again. But then once this Fields should be fine for week 10 at the latest. Final question before we go on to the tail fade or follow. I do want to ask you guys if Justin Fields looks pretty good to end this year, and the Panthers give the Bears the number 1 pick, just off the top of your head, what are you doing?
The Panthers give the Bears number 1.
So the Bears have the Panthers number 1 pick this year. If the Panthers wind up with the number 1 selection and it goes to the Bears, would you take Caleb Williams or trade that pick for everything?
And Fields looks.
I'm saying Fields looks good. Fields is like top 12 quarterback.
I do not want Caleb Williams on my NFL team, so I trade the pick.
Okay. Ziggy?
I'm taking whatever quarterback I think is the best. I don't think there's much of a question there.
Okay. All right. And who do you think is the best?
I've been on this all season, Paul. You know who I think is the best. It's Drake May. Well, I think
it's Bo Nix.
Yeah, okay. Liberal.
Or Michael Penix.
It's hard not to take Caleb Williams in that situation. Fields would have to be really, really good.